Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at KuCoin. Got a lot of requests for this one recently. Just wanting to find out how much lower it could go. So we're going to look at dollar cost average targets and just generally understand best practice and big picture in these kind of environments. Because unfortunately, yes, we had a significant sell-off and we need to acknowledge the fact that it could continue to go lower. That being said, I'm not a financial advisor. Hope you can learn something here today if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. I provide you with Trading Academy, community, and Signal Group. There's also discounts available for military and low-income housing. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions regarding that. Otherwise, everything else is going to be found there. That being said, looking at KuCoin here on the daily, it's a couple of things we need to acknowledge, and this is the same thing with everything, well, with every coin right now. Every coin that you can see right now, maybe there's a couple of exceptions, but they're all going to be underneath the moving averages here, right? So we're under the 50, the 200, and the 20. So generally speaking, we can expect the price to continue to progress lower until it breaks above any one of those, all right? In other words, I wouldn't say we're at the bottom yet, just in that general sense, but there's also some supporting evidence too showing that we could be at the bottom. And what I mean by that is there's a previous resistance level here, right at about 20 cents, and that is fairly synonymous with the price action right now. In fact, the price didn't go any lower yesterday than that level. So you could argue that 20 cents is the bottom, tentatively, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop below 30,000. Right? Always got to throw that clause in there because the fact that Bitcoin is controlling the market right now. We saw about a 12 to 13% correction from Bitcoin yesterday. Most altcoins were suffering between 10 to 25%. So again, unfortunate, yes, but it does look like Crow is deciding it wants to recover and bounce off that key level support. So again, 20 cents could very well be the bottom, or 20.5 cents is, I guess, the more specific number there. And taking a look here, though, here's something kind of the stark reality. We're underneath 30 on the RSI that kind of work as a potential resistance, so we could see the price get rejected out by 30 for some time. But generally speaking, when you see 30 on the RSI on the daily or below, a price point below that, it's typically a sign of potential reversal. In other words, we should expect the price to continue to progress upwards based on the fact it's overextended, but we also got to acknowledge the fact that it's still under 30 and it's kind of stayed under there for some time. So it doesn't imply that we have confirmation to the upside yet. Okay, so again, you're kind of gambling if you're going to take a long position with Crow right now. Once again, dollar cost average, different story, but buying low, selling high essentially right now for Crow is maybe not the best call. Unless, of course, Bitcoin rallies back up to 38, 40,000 possibly, then at that point we could very well see Crow obviously working its way up to 27, 32, and 36 cents, etc. But until that happens, and we get confirmation that Bitcoin's back on track, we can expect a similar behavior from Crow. Just taking a quick look at the 4-hour, we can see we're underneath all moving averages there as well. We peaked up above recently on the 20, but that really held only for about 12 to 24 hours, and it was over. Okay, so we can't expect, even if the price were to come back above the 20 right now, for it to just kind of stay and maintain there for some time. It probably will get rejected by the 50 and or 200 trailing behind. Getting above the 200, I would say, is probably the most important thing here, but you can see the 50 working as a pretty strong resistance level. We did get a MACD convergence here today. Keep in mind, a MACD convergence in the 4-hour in most cases is a good swing trade position or signal to take a position to the upside. That being said, I want to recommend you take caution and proceed with caution, because that doesn't necessarily mean that it's green light here, because everything else is kind of telling us the price could still go lower. We're just hoping for a relief rally, and if that relief rally happens, then the price will continue higher. But there's really no reason for the price to want to continue higher. We'll probably see some sideways action for some time between 20 and 27 cents, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything obnoxious and crazy. Okay. Again, always got to throw that in there. But generally speaking, the 4-hour looks average, not great. We're underneath some key level resistances, and generally speaking, even though we're overextended on the RSI, we may not expect this to continue tremendously longer. Once again, based on how Bitcoin performs. Taking a look at the 1-hour. This is also something very common with a lot of coins right now, is we see the lower lead and the upper lead essentially still above the price action. So it's really just telling us that we are still underneath key level resistance. Even if we were to break above, just say for example, the price comes over here and we have an HMO cloud breakthrough, that still shouldn't be enough to take a position based on that sentiment. Because again, the macro is screaming bearish divergence. Yes, while we bounced off a key level support, we may very well retest that again. Okay. Again, that just depends. If Bitcoin comes down to 30,000, hit 30,000 again, we will see the price come down here again. All right. So for the most part, I recommend you watch my other Bitcoin video. I make one every single day. If you're curious about the state of Bitcoin, because that's really controlling the majority of the market right now, as we can already attest to. That being said, KuCoin doesn't look in terrible shape. It does look like it doesn't want to go any lower than 20 cents or 20.5 cents, being a key level resistance previously. In fact, you look back here, it spent a lot of time right above 20, just underneath 20 cents, all the way from April up until October. So it's been a decent amount of time there. That being said, we're not in a position where I recommend you take a long position. I do think that taking a long trade would be, it's a bit of a gamble. Again, it depends on your overall perspective. If you want to continue dollar cost average for CRO, which actually brings me to my next point, the next key level Fibonacci retracement line is right around 12.5. So hypothetically, a dollar cost average target would be 13 cents. And that's if Bitcoin starts trending closer to 22,000. Okay. It may not even take that much to get that low, but generally speaking, the next DCA target for us, I would say, would be set at 13 cents because that's the next level here, and we could very well see it. And you can see that, honestly, the way that CRO is just working within these channels, it's pretty obvious that it's staying within the key level supports within the Fibonacci retracement. So if we do lose 20 cents, 20.5, we close below 20.5, Bitcoin starts trending lower than 30,000, we can expect 13 cents is the next available target to potentially get filled there. So again, if your long-term picture is CRO, all well and good, add to your position now if you'd like, because it could very well continue upwards. But again, probably not a good idea because of the fact that Bitcoin is still expecting to come lower, even though we may see a relief rally within the next week or two. Okay, just keep that in mind. So try not to get ahead of yourself. You see the price coming back up here a little bit, synonymous with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin still has some very strong resistance levels that it needs to break through and close above in order for us to have any confirmation. We don't have that now. Okay. So again, just some friendly advice there. I hope that made sense and helps to bring some perspective for you. I would say, yeah, once again, 13 cents is a good dollar cost average target. We have a resistance level at 27 cents. We'll probably be range bound for a little while until Bitcoin pulls its head out of its ass. It's the best way to describe it. Once again, thanks again for joining me here. CryptoCache.tech is a site if you want to become a better trader. Look forward to working with you. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Thank you.